What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. I hope you all have enjoyed the first episode of Moon Knight as much as I have, including the pre-screeners. Now, I've watched it about 4 times, and I can honestly say it's my favorite Disney Plus Marvel Studios show so far. It really feels like a Marvel movie. But for this Marvel movie that wanted to completely ignore the constant reference dropping to the MCU, not mentioning the Avengers every 5 seconds, really no references to the greater MCU at all in the first episode, they did some very sly Easter egg dropping, including one major location that sets up the introduction for Doctor Doom, and for an Easter egg that showed up in one of the initial trailers that we really couldn't contextualize. Wow, the picture is extremely clear now. We're going to break down exactly where we were when Stephen Grant first wakes up with that dislocated jaw on the lawn in front of a castle, why this is very clearly Doomstadt located squarely in Latveria, and how that sets up the introduction of Doctor Doom here on the eve of when we're about to get the Fantastic Four in the MCU. Extremely exciting times, and we're breaking it all down. But first, if you could grab that subscribe button to keep up with our daily Marvel content and be entered to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. I also want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, that's Street Level Hero, SLHLA.com. You guys have been asking for years now where I get all the comics and stuff in my collection. They are my go-to for exclusive variant comics. In fact, they have exclusive variant comics and new releases every Tuesday and Thursday, and you can only get those variants there. So save 10% anytime you shop there by using the code EverythingAlways at checkout. I'll also leave a link down in the description below. Okay, so I should issue a major spoiler warning here if you haven't seen the first episode, but go watch it and come back and see us afterwards. It's a no-brainer.